Alright, so I'm a little bit late on this one, but I've been hearing things about this film on Netflix called Cam, so I decided to check it out. And man, does this escalate quickly. So Cam is about this cam girl Alice trying everything she can to get a higher ranking on the site, crazy shit like pretend suiciding, and one day she got locked out of her account, Lola, as she discovered it is replaced by this double who looks and acts exactly like herself, except better on every level. This is Lola 2, a replica that has higher ranking, better connection with her fans, and just more open and wilder in general. So of course this freaks her the fuck out and she tries to figure out what is actually going on. In the end she figures out that this doppelganger is just an algorithm or an AI bot that mimics everything that some of the best cam girls on the site do to gain more traction than ever. Alice confronts Lola 2, successfully deletes her account alongside the bot before starting another account. After watching all this, it's kind of crazy to think that the fact that this movie was inspired by Whiplash and Black Swan, like they're completely different movies. But the filmmakers behind it took the approach of telling a story where a dreamer tries everything to achieve their goals. Like Andrew in Whiplash, hands bleeding, sweat seeping through his shirts, and just like Nina in Black Swan, who would do anything to be the queen. And I think that's an interesting way of approaching a film like Cam, but it also sparked a lot of other things that are equally as interesting. Because if this is inspired by Whiplash and Black Swan, what else is behind this film? The idea of Cam started as a documentary since that is the approach that feels more genuine and real, but it got turned into a horror since the director and writer loved the genre and what it offers, like last year's Get Out. But the most interesting about it is the writer Isa Mazet was a sex worker herself, aka she was once a cam girl. This turns it into a passion project, right? Since it is a debut for them, this is very personal. So Isa wrote the script based on her own experience as a cam girl with precise scheduling, elaborate shows, and this online persona she carries herself with whenever she's online. Cam is all about how we lose track of our identity, right? How in this day and age, we're living multiple lives within multiple worlds. It reflects today's society because this applies to anything that has to deal with the connection between the internet and the real world. It can be an Instagram model who pretends to be fit and healthy, a YouTube creator that would do anything in front of a camera just to get those clicks, your tweets that you want people to read, everything that has to deal with the bridge in between. And the more you do it, the more separated you are with your other persona. It started with Isa seeing her videos being posted on other websites like Pornhub being titled Frizzy Haired Girl, and the feeling of being violated and used because she was seeing herself being turned into a title and a label for clicks. Just as Alice in this film, seeing herself in the website. The way I see it, there are multiple ways of interpreting this film, but all leads to one conclusion. I can see Lola 2 as Alice's fear of turning into a brainless bot from doing this day in and day out. I can see Lola 2 as a consciousness of Alice, and I can also see Lola 2 as the Alice that went to hell after her death. And the Alice that we follow is the Alice trying to stop that from happening. And her new account name, EveBot, symbolizes starting over since, you know, it's called Eve. The fact that Lola 2 is indeed an algorithm, I think is a nod to deepfakes and the ads that show up on your sidebars. There are also other things Isa is trying to say with this piece, like the fact that sex workers are just normal human beings who shop, who have families, who have jobs to take care of, friends, troubles, and worries. There's this whole subplot with Alice not wanting to tell her mom about her job because she might disappoint her, but to go straight to the point, sex workers do not have a face. Isa said back then when people ask her what she does, when she replies with porn, they would respond with, "You don't look like a sex worker," or "But you're so smart, why would you want to do porn?" Sex workers are normal. That means it's not justified to stalk them, harass them, and look down at them, because after all, they are all just like you, who hides behind a cam. Just by the way, you'll know that they built the free camgirl site in post and all the shows and chats were actually scripted, written by Isa herself. All the men in the chat have personalities and inside jokes with one another. I just thought that it's very impressive and really reminded me of searching. Yeah.